Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here from Pickdawgz.com, bringing y'all my NBA Jam session on the last day of February, man. February 28th. 2023, man. Let's end this month on a high note, man. We got a nice size card on a Tuesday. Y'all know we're ready to smash it per usual. Follow me over on Twitter at ParlayGuyJays. That's where I update y'all on late injury news, update y'all on late information coming out of the association, man. And I drop free parlays and free plays over there occasionally, so follow me there. My best bets can be found at Pick Dawgz Premium. Just click that link in the description. Takes you right to my handicapper page, man. And that's where you can find my long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, seasonal. That's where you can find all my bets for today's action and my $15 NBA Jam session play. We did drop that one last night with the New Orleans Pelicans, man. Hated to see that. But we will bounce back on that play today. I have a play on this board. That's the play of the month. I absolutely love this play. We didn't have one for the entire month of February, but I found a play today that I absolutely love, man. It's only 15 bucks, so you can scoop that up over at Pick Dawgz Premium. And be sure to check out my live show tonight, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, man. As we run through the card one more time, I will have a guest on that show later today, man. So be sure to tune in for that. Let's make some money today, man. We got a huge card in the NBA, man. We want to smash it per usual, man, in February, off on a high note. So without further ado, let's try to do just that. Let's make some money tonight, and let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. In our first matchup of the night, man, we got the Washington Wizards. They're out on the road facing the Atlanta Hawks, man. Hawks laying 6.5, total 234. Interesting game to start out our day, man. We got the Hawks off of 2 straight wins, the Wizards off of 2 straight losses. The Hawks now have a new coach. They finally got rid of McMillan after Trae Young and he were beefing earlier this season. I remember I told y'all about that. They went through a little slump. They came out, though, won a game, and then they got rid of them, won 2 games, I believe, and got rid of them. They just beat the Nets on their home floor by 2 points, failed to cover in that one, and they beat Cleveland pretty handedly, man. That's the one I did not see coming at all. They won that one 136-119. The Wizards have lost back-to-back games, man. They just got hammered on the road by Chicago. Did not see that one coming. I had the Wizards in that game, 20-point loss. And then the New York Knicks, they lost to them as well. The Knicks are red hot right now. So they've lost 2 straight. Coming into this one, man, I don't really like the spot for the Wizards, though, man. This is going to be their 5th road game in their last 6 games. The Hawks is going to be their 5th home game in their last 6 games. I think the Hawks' morale is now higher with the addition of Quinn Snyder, a really good coach, man. If y'all didn't know, I really liked him. He had Utah hooping at a high level, so I think he's going to do some good for this Atlanta Hawks team, a team that I think is better than their record indicates. They're only 1 game above 500. I do think they're a better team than that. I love their backcourt. I remember telling y'all earlier that this season. And I think today should just be a spot where they hammer a Wizards team that's not really playing great basketball right now. A Wizards team that's also pretty banged up. It looks like Kristaps Porzingis day-to-day, Monte Morris day-to-day. I'm leaning Hawks in this one at home. It should be a spot. Morale at an all-time high. They've off 2 straight wins. I think they can go ahead and go for a 3rd. Laying 6.5 with the Hawks is a big number, but I will go ahead and lay it, as I do think this is a spot where we're going to see the Hawks start to surge here towards the playoffs, and this one should be a 3rd straight win for a team playing good basketball right now. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the hottest team in basketball right now, the Milwaukee Bucks, out on the road facing a struggling Brooklyn Nets team, man. Milwaukee laying 5.5 on the road, total 231.5. Milwaukee, man, red hot, man. Giannis is on this injury report as day-to-day, but he's probable. You can't do nothing but respect a guy like him playing through injury. What we've seen over the past few seasons, man, if guys clip their toenail, man, they're going to miss a game. That's just what we've seen. So you got to respect the guys that go out and play through it, man. Giannis definitely one of those, man. They're in that mode right now, are the Milwaukee Bucks. They're working with revenge, as the Nets did beat them earlier this season, 118-100. I will say that was a completely different Nets team, as that was before the trade deadline, so I'm not putting too much emphasis on it. But it did happen. The Brooklyn Nets, on the other hand, man, they're really struggling, man. They've lost 4 of the last 5. They lost both games coming out of the All-Star break. Chicago hammered them the first game out. I had Brooklyn in that one. I'm somebody that likes this Brooklyn team. I think they got some hoopers, but they still need to build some cohesiveness. They still need to build some chemistry, man. And Chicago hammered them in that one. I mean, absolutely took them behind the shed, 131-87. They did keep it competitive in their next game against the Atlanta Hawks. They were down pretty big, came back, made it a game. Trae Young hit a game winner in that one. Hawks won by 2. Those were both out on the road. They are at home in this one. And I know Milwaukee's red hot, man. I know that. But I do kind of lean Brooklyn here in this basketball game, man. I just do. I think Milwaukee is arguably playing the best basketball right now in the NBA, but how sustainable is it over a long period of time? There's going to be a flat spot, and on the front end of a back-to-back as they do play the Orlando Magic tomorrow, I think this could possibly be the spot where they mess around and lose. Do I want to bet that they lose? No. But do I want to bet that the Brooklyn Nets can keep this one competitive, maybe cover this line? I think so, to be honest, man. This is a Brooklyn Nets team that can defend. If they make it tough making shots for this Brooklyn Nets team, for this Milwaukee Bucks team, then I definitely think they can keep this one within the number. Milwaukee probably wins this one late. But on their home floor, man, I'm going to roll with the Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to try to grab the points. I know fading Milwaukee is not ideal, man, but they're out on the road. We're not at home where they're complete juggernauts, man. So I'm going to take a shot here with the Nets plus the 5.5, as I do think maybe this could be a flat spot for the Milwaukee Bucks. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got your Chicago Bulls out on the road facing the Toronto Raptors. Raptors at home laying 4.5, total 220.5. Off the rip in this one, y'all know both of these teams I don't have the best read on this season. I don't like putting my money on either one of these teams. Both of these teams are pretty much on my fade list, so this makes this one a pretty tough one in my opinion. If I were to lean anywhere, man, with that being said, I would probably just grab the points with the Bulls. At least we've seen the Bulls come out and win 2 straight games pretty dominantly as well. They hammered Washington, hammered Brooklyn. The last meeting we saw them play against this Toronto team, they won that one as well. They hammered them 111-97. The Raptors did win the first one in Toronto 113-104. The Raptors just got hammered in their last one against Cleveland. We had Cleveland in that one. The score in that one was 118-93. Cleveland took them behind the shed. And the game before that, Toronto failed to cover on their home floor against the Detroit Pistons 95-91. They got the win, though. So, again, probably not betting this game. If I were to lean anywhere, it would be the Chicago Bulls, the team that's playing better basketball right now as they've coming off of 2 straight blowout wins. And like I said, the last time we see these two teams match up, Chicago did beat this Toronto team pretty handedly. But, you know, both of these teams are on the fade list. It's just what it is. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Los Angeles Lakers out on the road facing the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies laying 8.5 in this one, man, total 232. The Lakers, man, they're coming off of a huge comeback win against my Dallas Mavericks, man, a game where they were down 27 points at one time. That was a heartbreaker to watch, man. Y'all know I had the Mavs in that one. I was laying the points. And the Lakers came back and got them. But also what happened in that game was LeBron James got injured, man, and looks like he maybe broke a bone or something in his foot, and he's going to be out for some weeks, man. Huge blow for this Lakers team. Lakers team that was starting to play better basketball. A Lakers team that was making a play-in and playoff push, man. Really, really unfortunate for them, man. And now they're on the road without LeBron. I got to fade them in this spot, man. That's just what I got to do. Let's not forget, the last time we also seen these two teams play each other was in Los Angeles. That was the Shannon Sharp game. He was getting into it with the whole Memphis Grizzlies team, Dylan Brooks and the guys. The Grizzlies, they're a team that, you know, they remember that. They've had this game circled. They're not going to care if LeBron plays or not, man. This game's been circled on their schedule since that night. The Grizzlies are a young team, man, that want to prove points, man. I've told y'all that earlier this season, man. This is a social media team. I see that, like, this is a team that's going to win this game, and then we're going to see them laughing about it later after the fact. It's just going to happen, and I think they probably hammer the Lakers in this spot, man. Let's not forget also that the Grizzlies on the road are terrible. At home, they go stupid, dummy, crazy, man, and I'm going to roll with them here in this one. We look at the Grizzlies at home. Their ATS record is, one second, computer moving kind of slow. 18-11-1 on their home floor are the Memphis Grizzlies, man. They even straight up, we know they go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. 25-5 at home are the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm laying the points with them here in this one. Without LeBron on the road, in a spot like this, a revenge game for the Grizzlies, I can't even look in the Lakers' direction. Grizzlies for me here in this one. In our next matchup of the night, man, in and out on this one, man. Nuggets laying 10.5, total 233. And the lean definitely is the Nuggets laying 10.5. The Nuggets are the best record team in the Western Conference, playing arguably the worst team in the NBA in the Houston Rockets, man. I gotta lean Nuggets, man. I just got to. We've seen the Houston Rockets get beat by 15 plus in 4 straight basketball games. Portland just beat them 131-114. Damian Lillard went for 71 in that one. Golden State beat them by 15, 116-101. Oklahoma City woodshedded them, man, 133-96. And Philadelphia beat them pretty good as well, 123-104. Hard to look in the direction of Houston at all. They are at home. Those other 4 were all out on the road. Denver's not the same juggernaut on the road as they are on their home floor, but no way can I even look in the direction of the Houston Rockets. Denver has won 4 of their last 5 against really, really good teams as well. All 5 of the teams they've played in their last 5 are playoff teams. They've won 4 of those. Beat the Clippers 134-124. Beat Cleveland 115-109. Beat Dallas 118-109. Beat Miami 112-108. Their only loss was in this span was to Memphis on the road 112-94. But as we talked about just in the last segment, Memphis goes stupid, dummy, crazy on their home floor. So no shame in that. Nuggets is the lean in this one. They should smash down on this Rockets team. The Rockets should lose their 5th straight by double digits, in my opinion. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road facing the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, the cover buddies, the best cover team in all of the NBA, man. Sack length 2.5, total 238.5. I mean, I gotta lean Sack here on the road, man. We just seen them beat this Oklahoma City team pretty comfortably, 124-115. Sacramento has won 4 of their last 5, and Oklahoma City is still without their engine, their best player, in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. And it's hard to want to take them without that guy, man. That's 31 points that he averages that they just don't have. And I think Oklahoma City is a team that just can't overcome that. So I definitely do lean Kings in this one, man. De'Aaron Fox is questionable as well for the Kings, but I think the Kings are more suited to play without Fox than the Oklahoma City Thunder are to play without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's just how I see it. The Thunder have now lost 4 or 5. The Kings have won 4 or 5. The Kings came out of the break hooping. They came out of the All-Star break. They've won 3 straight. They beat Portland handedly, 133-116. I will say Portland didn't really play anybody. Damian Lillard and them did not play the Portland Trailblazers. They got stuck on the plane before that game. So, I'm just telling y'all. Then they came back in a really high-scoring competitive game with the Clippers. Man, they had every opportunity to lose that game. They fought tooth and nail and won that basketball game. Not only covered, but won it outright. Got to give them credit for that one. And then, like I said, beat Oklahoma City on the road just 2 days ago, man. The Thunder were without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Kings won that one pretty comfortably. I've said for majority of the season in these home-and-home type situations, the team that does it in the first typically turns around, does it in the second. That it kind of cooled off there for a while, but I do think he could come into play here in this one. I like the Kings. I'll lay the 2.5. Got to fade my Thunder buddies, the cover buddies here in this one tonight. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the Indiana Pacers out on the road facing my favorite team, man. A team that just keeps my heart racing at every turn of a basketball game. The Dallas Mavericks, man, one of the worst cover teams in the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks, man, and they're laying 7.5 and total 237. And the Pacers are a good cover team, but of course I still lean Dallas Mavericks, and I know y'all gonna kill me in the comments for it, and I understand. I know I haven't really faded them all season, and we've lost a lot of money betting the Mavs, but I do think this should be a spot where they bounce back on their home floor, man. They have to win this game. I do think they win it, and they should cover this one as well, man. Let's not forget, they did hammer the San Antonio Spurs first game out. This is what I'm going to say. I've seen the Mavs coming out of the All-Star break be dominant in 6 of 8 quarters. That's what I will say. I'm going to lay the points here, man. If you don't want to do it, I understand. Fade me in this spot. Fade me on this game. Fade the Dallas Mavericks as they're the second worst cover team in all of the NBA. I get it. But I got a good feeling they come out hoop tonight, bro. They got to put something together. Like I said, they've hooped 6 of 8 quarters. They did fall apart, giving away a 27-point lead against the Los Angeles Lakers in their last game out. And I know the Pacers have looked fairly decent coming out of the All-Star break, man. They've been a feisty, competitive group, but I think the Mavs should hammer them in this one, man. The Pacers won their last one 121-108 against the Orlando Magic, and then they covered their first one back against the Boston Celtics, pushed them to overtime 142-138. But I'm leaning Mavs here in this one. This the first meeting of these two teams. The Mavs have lost 4 or 5. They got to click it into gear, man. They have to click it into gear. Today should be a spot on their home floor where they do so. In our next matchup of the night, man, we got the San Antonio Spurs, man, an awful basketball team on the road facing the Utah Jazz. Jazz laying 9, total 235. We just saw this matchup 2 nights ago as the Jazz did win that one really comfortably, 118-102. It was a really confusing basketball game. The San Antonio Spurs team is a team that I do not want to put my money on, man. They were up at halftime in this basketball game, were the San Antonio Spurs, and then in the second half they completely fell apart. The Jazz came back, won, and covered in that one. Yeah, they won and covered in that one, laying 10 points. We did see the Spurs win the first meeting this season, 126-122 on the 26th of December, the day right after Christmas. To be honest, man, I'm probably not going to bet this game. I do lean Spurs, man. It's ugly, I know. I just don't feel comfortable laying 9 points with the Jazz in back-to-back games. I know that they just did it in their last one, but like I said, San Antonio was up at half. Laying 9 with the Jazz right now just doesn't seem like a great place to be. I know the Spurs are awful, man. They've been hammered in 5 straight games. Not going to bet this game, just going to be 1,000% honest, but I do lean Spurs in a small lean. In our next matchup of the night, man, a really tough one for me, man. We got the Blazers on the road facing a really good home team in the Golden State Warriors. Golden State laying 4, total 236. Do I feel like fading Damian Lillard off of 71 points is the question. And I don't. But I do lean Warriors. So do with that information what you will, man. I don't want to fade Damian Lillard. When Damian Lillard gets in that mode, man, he's in that mode. He's one of those players, man. He can go nuclear. There's not many players in this league that can go nuclear. Damian Lillard definitely is one of them, as we seen just the other night, man. And when he gets rolling, he's not one player that'll get rolling, cool off, then maybe do it again later down the season. No, he's poised to maybe do it again tonight. That's how I feel about Damian Lillard. But in that same breath, man, the Golden State Warriors go stupid, dummy crazy on their home floor as they're 24-7 straight up there, man. They don't hoop on the road, but at home, oh, the Golden State Warriors love to hoop, man. And I just don't want to fade them there, to be honest, man. I got to roll with the Warriors, man. In a lean, again, fading Damian Lillard off of a 71-point game is crazy. But at the same time, the Golden State Warriors are the 4th best home cover team in the NBA. 19-11-1 against the spread on their home floor. They've covered in 63.3% of their games. We've seen these two teams match up twice this season. It's a split right now, 1-1. Portland won the last meeting 125-122 on the 8th of February, so 20 days ago. And, yeah, they won that one by 3 in Portland. And Golden State won the first meeting 118-112 on the 30th of December. So Golden State, man, that's what we've seen from them all season. At home, they win basketball games. They cover spreads. On the road, they're an automatic fade. We're in Golden State in this one, man, so I lean their direction. I'm not sure if I'm going to fire this one up because, again, Damian Lillard is a player that can go nuclear, man, and fading him off 71 points, whew, it's a tough one. In our last and final matchup of the night, man, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment, man, out on the road facing the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers laying 6.5, total 234.5. Interesting one we got here, man. If I'm going to be honest, I lean Clippers. Should be a bounce-back game and get right opportunity for a team that's struggling, a team that needs to win a game on their home floor. I do lean there. They've lost back-to-back games coming out of the break. They should have won that game against the Kings, man. I'm going to die on that hill. They should have won that game. They had every opportunity to win that game, man. It just didn't happen. Sacramento won that one 176-175. I know, a crazy score in double overtime. And then they turned around and lost another overtime game against the Denver Nuggets, man, 134-124. So back-to-back losses for the Clippers, back-to-back overtime losses for the Clippers. So basically, they played an extra game coming out of the break than a lot of people, because that's 3 extra quarters they played. But I still think they get this one done. They're working with revenge, as the Timberwolves did beat them by 13 points in their last meeting in Minnesota. The score was 128-115 on the 6th of January. The Clippers won the first meeting on the 14th of December, 99-88 in Los Angeles. I think this first one probably goes more like that. I think this last one probably goes more like the first one. Going into the break, the Clippers were playing good. They had beat Phoenix 116-107. They had beat Golden State by 10 points. I'm telling y'all, I think this should be a bounce-back spot for them on their home floor. Minnesota's not playing well right now either. They've lost 4 or 5. They've lost 3 straight. They've lost their 2 coming out of the All-Star break as well. 121-113 to Charlotte, and then 109-104 to Golden State. So they haven't covered in their first 2 games out either. Hard to lean their direction, man. Y'all know I love fading the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the House of Disappointment. Clippers, I think, are the better team. Should be a bounce-back spot for them on their home floor. They've showed some fight even in the games they lost, as they did go to overtime. I do think they win this basketball game. They should win it pretty comfortably. I'll lay the points here in our last and final matchup with the Los Angeles Clippers. And that's going to conclude today's episode on the Jam Session on February 28th. 2023, man. Thank y'all for watching. Smash that like button for your guy, man. Subscribe if you're new, and drop your like down in the comments. As you know, I love going through, seeing who y'all like, man. My best bets can be found over at Pickdawgz Premium. Click that link in the description. It takes you right to my handicapper page. That's where you can find my long-term packages, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, monthly, seasonal. All my bets for today's action. We got a huge card across all sports, man. So I have a lengthy card today for y'all. And you can find my best bets there, man. My college hoops best bet, my $15 NBA Jam Session play. We did drop the Jam Session play last night with the New Orleans Pelicans. We will bounce back on that play tonight, as I have my NBA Jam Session play of the month of February, man. I know today's the last day, but there's a play on this board that I absolutely love a lot, and we will bounce back on that play. So you can scoop it up, man. Pickdawgz Premium, $15. Check out my live show today, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. I will have a guest on there. We're going to run through the card one more time, man. Update y'all on anything that came out later in the day. Follow me on Twitter for that, as well as I update y'all on late injury news. Let y'all know if my mind changes due to late information coming out of the association, man. I drop free parlays and free plays over there occasionally. So check me out there. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. Let's make some money today. And I'm going to see y'all later on. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. Talk to y'all on Twitter. Talk to y'all in the comments, man. And I'm out. Peace.